Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Washington, D.C.'s 100th episode special. True to its commitment to the Philippine community in the United States, the Philippine Embassy continues its efforts to connect to Filipino Americans here by hosting issue-based events and discussions. In one of the embassy's programs celebrating Women's Month, Filipina achievers in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics addressed an audience in hopes of encouraging Filipino American families to expose their daughters to the many career possibilities in STEM. Take a look. Nobel Peace Prize awardee physicist Marie Curie once said, "We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing must be attained." Today, here at the Philippine Embassy in DC, we get to listen to three of the modern-day Filipina Marie Curies who have made a mark in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in this part of the globe. In a continuing celebration of Women's Month, the Philippine Embassy in Washington, D.C. hosted a forum with three Phil-Am women STEM achievers as speakers. Dr. Christy Canaria, a scientist from the National Institutes of Health, Engineer Hedy Thomas of Luterio Thomas Architects and Engineers, and Engineer Hilda Luterio of Rocamar Incorporated, led the discussion about empowering women in STEM. The speakers shared with the audience how being a woman in the fields of STEM is not easy, but it is not impossible to excel in them either. Hedy Thomas said she always had to be 2 steps ahead of her male colleagues and that it is not always fun, but being prepared in any situation, be it difficult or easy, is key to making it in the engineering field. Engineer Hilda Luterio Gigioli said she never experienced discrimination based on her race, but has been discriminated against based on her gender. Confidence, she says, could get you through such an ordeal.
Confidence is very important. We need to build confidence to women, to females, in any level whatsoever. And once you build that confidence, you're going to say, whatever you do, you can do. Whatever you want to do, it can happen.
Dr. Christy Canaria underscored the significance of mentorship. She said a child could learn so much if his or her environment does not restrict curiosity in learning and if role models who encourage critical thinking surround him or her.
Being able to give a young child the resources they need to find creativity, I think, is paramount. You need to foster an environment where children can explore, they can be tactile, interact with their environment, and on their own. It may not look like you're giving them the tools for science, but if you give them the tools for creativity and curiosity, you'll help engender those activities, those natural abilities that children have to be curious about the world around them. And just being able to provide that safe space where they can do that, I think, is one of the best things that we can do.
Jose Victor Chan Gonzaga, Minister and Consul for the Economic Section of the Philippine Embassy, said open discussions on issues that matter to everyone, like respect for gender sensitivity, are a constant undertaking at the embassy. He said the embassy echoes what the Philippine government believes as issues that need to be communicated.
So I think if you look at the tradition of Philippine community and of the Philippine government of adherence to respect for human rights, particularly for women's rights, I think this is just one of those manifestations that we place high importance on women's rights, on respect for women, on recognizing the role that women and Filipinas play in nation building, in our communities, in our families. So I think we're just doing our little contribution to that broader national agenda for women's rights and respect for women.
Vice Consul and Public Diplomacy Officer Daryl Artates said it is unfortunate that we still have to talk about women issues like this in this day and time. However, she believes that venues like forums and discussions help women's plight in the male-dominated world of STEM.
I mean, women have made great strides in so many areas and so many fields of human endeavor. And science and technology is one of those really critical sectors that contribute to innovation. That's how civilizations grow. That's how knowledge is is found and applied. And I just think that we have to talk about the relatively low number of women in this field, because we have something to contribute, and we should put a spotlight on that, to look at their contributions and to make people realize that this is not the maximum, that we can reach. There's great potential for women instead.
Gonzaga reassures the Filipino community here that the embassy belongs to them and is open to hosting discussions that would enrich nationality in those far from the Philippines.
Well, we've always believed in the importance of honest conversations. So that's why I think if you look at our events, we're always looking towards opportunities for having those conversations about important issues, topics that are relevant to the community, that are relevant to Filipinos who live and work here in the United States.
Artates said the embassy is prided that it gathers together Filipinos in events that give meaning to what being part of a community is all about.
We're very honored, the embassy, really, to be playing that role. And we hope that we also get the support of the other groups. Okay, this is not just a government, a government objective, but the objective of the nation. So the other groups and media also, to be instruments of, strengthening that sense of community.
We were reminded here today that being a woman in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in this day and time might still sound extremely challenging, but understanding how other women succeeded and overcame the hurdles just proves what Marie Curie said, that with perseverance and confidence in ourselves, all things are attainable. Reporting from the Philippine Embassy in Washington, D.C., for Eagle News, I am Eliza Gonzalez Manglik Mott, always one with 25. Special thanks to Ms. Daryl Artates for inviting Eagle News to the embassy. Homesickness, according to experts, is an acute form of anxiety or emotional distress that results from feeling disconnected from familiar people and places and forced out of your regular routine. There are many ways to battle homesickness, one of which is to find something in the area that reminds you of your home country. Let's join EBC's Colleen Knight as she shares with us how Filipinos in Florida face homesickness head-on. Take a look.
It is common practice for Filipinos to leave their home country and travel to other countries in order to make money to provide for their families. In fact, 4.5% of the immigrant population to the United States is from the Philippines. And here in Jacksonville, Florida, 1% of the population is from the Philippines. But being such a minority of the population, how do Filipinos connect with one another and maintain their connection to their country and their culture? Today we're going to look around Jacksonville, Florida to find out just that. In order to find Filipinos in Jacksonville, we searched for Filipino grocery stores. What better place for Filipinos to connect with one another and their culture than a place that sells Filipino items? We spoke to a customer about what makes her remember home.
If you're sad and you want to go home, the first thing would be like food, because it's delicious. Like you would be like, I feel home now. I feel at home. And especially me, I like dried fish. I would usually go to Asian store, and especially the one that really sells for example, made in Philippines, product from the Philippines. That kind, and it would be easy for me to cook. And then I was like, feels like home, and my house would smell Filipino.
Speaking of food, we found out the current hotspot in Jacksonville, Florida for Filipinos was the newly opened Jollibee restaurant. The grand opening was March 18, however, the line has not dwindled and still wraps around the building. Truly, food must be a comfort to the Filipino people. Even the security guard hired for crowd control was astonished at the lengths Filipinos would go just to get a small taste of home.
One guy just told me that he traveled 5 hours to bring his wife and her friend here. I declare 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, who eat chicken? 8:30 in the morning. But I'm amazed. This really blew my mind.
Special trip to see how it look like for everybody, especially for all the Filipinos around here. But not only this crowd is coming here. because it's very close from Georgia, you know, South Carolina, and Gainesville and Fort Lauderdale. They're gonna come over here soon.
Filipinos are not only happy to have Jollibee for themselves, but love that they can share their culture with the American people.
Because it's kind of like kapamilya. It's Jollibee is the best, especially here in America too, you know, not just in the Philippines, but we're proud that Jollibee is in the US now.
Filipinos by blood were not the only ones standing in line. There were even those who consider themselves to be Filipino by heart.
I like all of it, you know. I feel like I'm a Filipino at heart, you know, because it's such a part of the Filipino culture, and like whenever we're in the Philippines, we eat at Jollibee, you know, all the time. So we've wanted to go to one in the U.S. for a long time, but they weren't close enough to us. But we drove about almost 3 hours, probably 3 hours with traffic to get up here from Melbourne, Florida.
One thing is clear, Filipinos, whether in spirit or by birth, feel a nostalgic connection to home with good friends and good food. Reporting from Jacksonville, Florida, I am your EBC Florida correspondent Colleen Knight, and I am one with 25.
Thank you, Colleen. What a perfect antidote for homesickness. Speaking of home, in his effort to overcome struggles familiar to Filipinos away from home, painter Richard Fuertes brings his art to Chesapeake, Virginia. EBC's Heather Canlas gets to know the artist behind the canvas and the brush. Take a look.
Richard Fuertes, the aura of this artist who hails from Zambales, a province in the Philippines, does not reflect any tinge of pain. What you see is a jolly person, an entertainer, a colorful artist with an engaging smile, so real that it seems he has nothing to hide. Let's get to know Richard Fuertes deep inside his life, his art, and what's behind the happy face.
First, I will say I have a happy and very memorable childhood life. The Fuerteses come from Ilocos Sur. I was born and raised in San Narciso, Zambales, Philippines. My eldest sister, she's taking up interior design, and my niece, she graduated graphic design, and my second sister, Lorna, she loved photography, and me, I love singing, dancing, and painting. When I was in the Philippines, I always go to Manila to attend a workshop. And when I came to America, Varsity Community College offers art classes. Then I finished my Associate Arts in Social Science in Varsity Community College. Then I participated in a lot of theater arts there, theater plays. I'm so active more in theater, singing the choir, talent shows. You know, every talent show I always go to Barstow. But you know, just a training for me. I'm not expecting to win, but just express me for who I am, being an artist. I'm saying, you know what? Grade 1, when I was in grade, I remember, I drew a rice field with the mountains and a bahay kubo. That's my first drawing when I was in grade 1. And after that, I didn't realize that I'll be in this field and saying, but you know, but before that, I love to be entertainer. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to be in like activity, to be a dramatic, whatever. So, but you know, the paintings. It started when it's my healing process with my emotion breakdown. And saying, I almost finished my bachelor in nursing in the Los Santos College in Quezon City. 2 months before the graduation, it suddenly hit me. So, what should I do? You know, life must go on. I have to go back to my hometown. And I said, this is it. I'm gonna do painting just to heal myself. I'm saying, just to heal it, because I researched it, because I have a background in nursing, so I need to deal with it. I'm saying, because it's hard because a lot of people suffer trauma, emotional trauma, I could say that, but they don't know how to handle themselves through art, through singing, through dancing. Express yourself, just be yourself. Never give up your dreams. Don't lose hope. always be humble. Humility is the key, and never forget those people who help you along the journey. Always look back. Always look back. Those people who help you along the way. My inspiration, my family. My dad is 84 years old. My sisters and my loyal friends. All my loyal friends who love me for who I am and what I am. They're very proud of me. I said, Richard, follow your dream. Reach your dream. Never give up your dreams. Keep going. Keep going.
His Facebook page says, never give up on your dreams. His story is that of a humble beginning, like a caterpillar barreling out of a cocoon, to silently morph into a butterfly and boast his colors. There is no doubt Richard Fuertes' art will eventually adorn a bigger wall. His positive outlook will be the winds beneath his wings. For Eagle News, I am Heather Canlis, and I am 1 with 25.
Thank you, Heather. It is true how art could be so therapeutic. Up next, let's find out from our Las Vegas bureau if theaters are already a thing of the past. They will also take us to the 52nd Academy of Country Music Awards. Plus, DC Rock and Roll Marathon 2017 rocks the U.S. Capitol. These and more when Eagle News, Washington, D.C.'s 100th episode returns.
Hi, we're the Callion twins, Madeline and Samantha. Happy 100th episode to Eagle News International, Washington, D.C. Callion twins signing off.
Hi guys, I'm DJ Albert from Word Hub. I would like to congratulate Eagle News International, Washington, D.C. on their 100th episode. Great job and keep it up.
Hey guys, I'm Nicole from Pambansang Almusal. I would like to congratulate Eagle News International, Washington, D.C. on their 100th episode. Great job guys, keep it up.
Congratulations Eagle News, Washington, D.C. on your 100th episode. This is Jeanette Tuazo from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I'm 1 with 25.
Hey guys, I'm Nia Mangawang from ASEAN in Focus. I would like to congratulate Eagle News International, Washington, D.C. on their 100th episode. Great job and keep it up.
Behind me you see a grove of live oak, native to the southeast United States. The live oak you see behind me are nearly 100 years old. And speaking of 100, congratulations to Eagle News, Washington, D.C. on their 100th episode. May there be many more to come. I am your EBC Florida correspondent Colleen Knight, and I am 1 with 25.